Good morning, true crime friends. How y'all doing? Listen.
Dear true crime friends, we clutch our pearls and laugh again. We all gather around. Kathy has a story to tell, our favorite comedian. Heffa, please, I don't have the free time unless you got the scoop again. Yeah. Here for the gossip, rumor, and innuendo. I will live for today until the endless heaven buffet takes me away. Hey, yeah, yeah.
Hey there, true crime friends. Oh my goodness, what a treat I have for you. Dr. Patrice Berry is here. Yay! Hi,
So
Dr.
glad to be
Patrice.
here. Hello, hello.
How are you?
Doing really good, doing really good. And both of us like stopped watching EDB to go live, and we'll have to go back and finish the video later.
Yes, I just got my law nerd alert that they're playing like jail calls or something. And I'm like, jail calls? That's okay. I can listen to her while I take my shower tonight. So you are clearly obsessed with the Kouri Richins trial like I am.
Yes. And
What do you think
more
so
has
far?
come out. So I thought we knew a lot going into this, and I didn't
Yeah.
follow every little because she had a bunch of pretrial motions and everything, because
Yeah.
I had heard the rumor that she had gotten a ghostwriter, and then today that testimony came out through Detective O'Driscoll. I believe it was through him
Hmm.
that confirmed, yes, she did definitely pay somebody, I think $2,500 to write that children's book. But the way
Hmm.
that she wrote her emails, the way that she texts, and I'm not the best texter, but I know that the plural of child is children. And
What did she put for the plural of child?
childs. Yeah, that was in a text to the news station where
God.
she was asking.
God.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, which is
Oh. Oh.
yeah.
Yeah, the way she writes, I mean, usually the way you write is the way you speak. And I was like, not to be like a grammar snob or anything like that, but girl. But also clearly that was before Chat GPT, because now you just put in an idea. Chat GPT will write the book, give you the illustrations, it'll do everything. But ma'am. So do you think she's going to be convicted? Number one, of what we've seen so far.
I think that's why her attorneys are fighting so hard to maintain the
Yeah.
record. So
Yeah.
I think they can tell because they're watching the jury, they're watching how
Sure.
everything is playing out. The state has
Hmm.
a really strong case. If I was on the jury, I keep saying there are a few things that I wouldn't be able to get over. The
Yeah.
meme after the memes the day of his death, I wouldn't be able.
Girl.
The money
Uh-uh.
memes,
Mm-mm.
I'm rich,
Mm-mm.
idiots,
Yeah.
everywhere. I wouldn't
Yeah.
that now I wouldn't convict somebody on that, but then you also have the Google search of like, what does it go down on the death certificate when someone is poisoned? And it's like, why are you
Right.
searching poisoned? And
Right.
just all the
Right.
shady things that happened. And who's your favorite expert so far? Or your favorite
Oh.
person who's testified?
Okay, the money lady. The money lady, the money lady, the money lady. Because normally, if you deal with like accountants or whatever, these are not the most dynamic people. No shade to our accountant friends, but the money lady just laid it out. And it was just like, okay, I traced every single penny. Honestly, anybody who loves their job is my favorite. That private investigator gave me life. He gave me life. The chat is loving the PI too. Everybody loves the PI. That private investigator had no time for your mess. And he was like, well, what if the police told you, you couldn't go through the house or whatever? He's like, oh, well, I'll do what I want to do. I was like, oh, okay. He was the best. He was the best. Who was your favorite?
Testimony wise, as far as how it impacted the case, I agree with
Yes.
the financial expert.
Yeah.
She explained things and she had the graphs to go along with it, and she just walked it
Mm-hmm.
through in a way that was so
Mm-hmm.
clear. it made it really easy to see, and you just saw how deep a hole Kouri was in. And then you see these
Yeah.
messages of her telling people, "I own $11 million worth of property, and it's not about the money." And I'm like, "Ma'am, it was I just want the house. It's not about the money. I'll pay them." And I don't
Okay.
think any of that was true. Any
Yeah. Yeah. What witness broke your heart the most? Because there's a couple that I was like, oh,
So I have a learning disorder and a speech impediment, and so when the defense called out Carmen's learning disability and then had her
oh,
read all of that, and we don't know exactly what type of learning disability she has, uh,
mhm.
and they attempted to, like, attack her credibility, like, "You're just here because," and it's true, like, she is, not being charged with crimes because she
Right.
did cooperate
Right.
with the state, but her cooperation, to me, I think they have evidence that backs what she's saying.
Yeah.
And
Agreed.
the defense fought battles that I don't think they had to fight. So they're over here fighting, but they should know that there are 3 times that her and Robbie's phone meet up at that gas station. And so that's why
Right.
she goes back, she's like,
Right.
"Yeah." And even Robbie said, "The only reason me and Carmen would be there is if we were doing a deal." And so
Yeah. They had a lot of self-inflicted wounds with Carmen, with Carmen, with the private investigator. I just was like, some of these questions, like you can have an unexpressed thought. Now, I know people have said that to me, and I don't know it's true that I can have an unexpressed thought. But with those lawyers, I was like, say less, girl, say less. It was a whole mess.
the private investigator, I don't think the defense was prepared for his snark
Hmm.
because they were asking dumb questions and he's looking at them like, "Are you foolish? I can't believe you think this is an
Yeah.
affair between Eric and Bryce. Like, these are just 2 guys talking,
Yeah.
like it's a
Like
joke.
talking ridiculously or whatever. I
It's
feel
a
like they've
joke."
lost so much face with the jury by giving bits of information and half truths and like, let me just give you this little tidbit over here, but if you get the full context, it's like, oh, of course Bryce and Eric weren't having a homosexual affair. Also, they threw it out as though gay was like there's something wrong with being gay, and I don't know, like, the feelings of that community or the sentiment of that community. Maybe they felt like, oh well, if we throw this in here in this conservative community, then people will have feelings about it, but I
The
don't like the way they're doing
the
things.
odd thing, I think Kouri is happy with the defense. Kouri seems like a bully to me. But, like, Kouri, I think, wants them to go hard after people. I think Kouri liked them going hard after Carmen, after some of her.
Really?
Yeah, I she because she's not, because she could tell them to, "Hey, can we wrap this up?" Because Carmen's cross-examination was way too long. It could have been an
Yeah.
hour
Oh
and a half.
yeah, 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 absolutely,
It was a
absolutely.
ridiculous, amount of time that she was up there, and
Hmm.
then they recalled her today, and it seems like a big nothing burger. Like,
Yeah, I think they hurt themselves more when they recalled her today, because it's like, do these people not know how recovery works? And there, I feel like there's probably not an adult alive who doesn't have a friend, a
yes.
neighbor, somebody they went to church with, somebody they grew up with, somebody who they've seen struggle with something addiction related, whether it's drugs, whether it's alcohol, whether it's gambling, whatever it is, right? And so you understand that it's not like, oh, on Monday I decided to get sober or stop gambling or stop speeding, and on Tuesday it's all better. Even if, I mean, think about a diet. Like, you're gonna have those days where you're just sitting there with the cheeseburgers and the ice cream. I'm just talking about myself.
Mhm.
But same with addiction.
Yeah.
So the idea that like she was holding a drink at a concert, like, I'm gonna need y'all to calm down. It's
And
crazy.
I believe her that her friend probably said, "Hey, I'll buy the tickets, you buy the alcohol." Like, that
Absolutely.
that probably happened. And, the reason why I think Kouri is happy is because when they're going after people, Corey's sitting there looking at the witness like,
Yes.
Like,
Yes.
she's over here reacting when they don't give
Mhm.
the answer she thinks they should give. She's showing her
Mhm.
displeasure with the witness.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
Her
I
face
don't
has
know how.
subtitles. She she's not talking, but her face is preaching a whole sermon. There's so much being said, like, just on her face, and I'm like, "Ma'am, nope, 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 nope."
I think she was eating snacks in front of the jury today.
Yes!
I have
Yes!
I have
Okay,
never.
I need us to speculate wildly. What is Kouri eating? This is what we need to know. What is Kouri eating? I'm like, do they have, like, bologna roll-ups?
It seems small, like, it's something small that she's putting in her mouth, or she's taking small
Mm.
bites. Because I was like, "Is she over there eating donuts?" Or because I don't know, like, it seemed I don't know what she's eating, and today they panned away because, when her ex-lover was up there bawling, she was snacking, and they stayed on her while she was chewing and, like, conferring with
Aw,
the team. Today, they didn't stay on her as long, so I have no clue
yeah.
what she was snacking on.
Oh,
I have
wow.
never seen a defendant snack.
I've seen that.
Oh, you have? In
Johnny Depp snacked
oh,
through
but
his whole trial.
that's who that's yeah. If you're Johnny Depp, you can.
Right. You bring your own snacks. He's like, "Let me just I have a little caviar right here." Yeah, no. Yeah, I saw her just like
Yeah.
but also she looks thin and gaunt to me. Most people when they go to jail, I think because so many carbs, as we learned from Donna Adelson, she's like, "The diet is terrible." But she looks like
So, I think so she looks similar to I don't know that she's lost weight in jail, but she looks similar to me to how she was before. And I think she cares about how she looks,
yeah,
and
oh, yeah. Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I don't think she would want to have this big trial because I think she's hoping that if she's found not guilty, that she will then go off and, truly publish this book and
Yeah. She wants to be Casey Anthony.
yeah.
She wants to get her kids back. She wants to write a book. But I honestly think that kind of for the rest of her life,
Mm.
whether she's in jail or out of jail, she'll be a pariah. It's like there are people who are like, "Oh, I just want my freedom." And then you get your freedom and it's like, "Oh, what does this life look like?" Like what does Casey Anthony's life look like? What did OJ Simpson's life look like? It's like it's not all you don't go back to regular, right? Her kids are 4 or 5 years older. I think her oldest is now a teenager,
Yeah.
um, and living with the Richins family in a devout LDS household. She's not gonna know those kids. Like, it's kinda crazy.
I don't know that she wants t I'm just like, did she seem like a
Tell
doting.
me every single thing.
Well, I don't know that Corey loves anyone besides Corey, and that's just general thoughts. I don't know that for sure, but their father,
Mhm.
so God forbid, and I shared on a members only stream, when something bad happened to a family member, I first made sure my family member was okay, and then my next thought was, I need to make sure that my son was okay.
Yes.
And, like, that
Yes.
was because that night was the first night I had ever not come home. My mom was there with him, and he was safe,
Right,
he
right,
was fine, but, like, I
right.
I came home to make sure that I could hug him that morning. I got him off to school. My child was my next priority.
Absolutely.
The day after, they're having the drunken people are doing shots. Bryce loses his pants, like, and
We're out here looking
the
for
kids
Nancy Guthrie, Wendy Adelson, and Bryce's pants. I'm telling you right now, that's 3 separate search parties in 3 separate states. Like, I'm struck by the thing with the children that they had to tell her several times, "Go check on the kids, go check on the kids," because her sister-in-law walks through the door and says, "Where are my boys?"
yeah, first thing.
Those are not even
And
literally the first words out of her mouth. After she met the police officer in the driveway and is like, "You know Corey did it. Okay, let me go check on these kids." The detail from that police officer that she was like, "I just pulled up. I had not gone in the house." And one of the sisters was like, "Corey been trying to kill him for years. You ain't heard that from me." Like, Kouri girl, I'm so sorry for your loss. Let me check on these kids. But I was like, "Mm." And then later went back to her and was like, in case you didn't hear me the first time, she's been trying to kill him for years. Let me give you the notes I made. Like,
But if you go back and look at the body cam footage, so if I was in that position and something horrible had happened to a family member, my mom would be draped around me. Do you know what I mean? My
yeah,
mom, there
yeah.
there was a whole couch cushion between her and her mother, who's over
Her
here like,
best
"Oh, yeah,
friend,
the boys found out. I told them to go back to bed." And I wish somebody would have told, well, you did
girl.
they know what? Like, for
Mm-mm.
to me, during the body cam, Kouri seemed to need to know what the officers knew. This is my speculation.
Yes,
I don't know that for
yes,
sure, but she stayed
yes,
close to those officers, and I think that's
yes.
why, because I think she wanted to see how the investigation was going, and I think she wanted to plant those words of, you know, he had been complaining of chest pains. I don't know that that's true. I don't know if
Yeah.
he had been complaining of chest pains that day.
I think that Lisa Dart and Corey's
Mm.
mom and Corey are birds of a feather. Wait, Kathkin says the dog was even side eyeing Corey on the couch.
So normally if you're
No
crying,
lies detected.
a
No lies
dog
detected.
a dog would come to, like, comfort you or something. The dog was
Yeah.
like, "Shh," and, like, laid the other
Right.
way.
Let me scoot over here because I don't know what she gonna put in my kibble. Because she might unfortunately unalive me next. You know what's funny? When my father passed away, I'm not close to either one of my parents, right? When my father passed away, my first thought was, shit, my son's going to take this so hard. And I left work and I came home, and my oldest boy was about 14. And he was like, "What are you doing home?" And I said, "Grandpa died." And he just like broke down. And I cry if my kids are crying, I'm crying. Like that's just the way that works. And so I cried because he was crying, and we talked about I mean at 14 sort of he knows what death means, right? And he understands grief and all of that, and we talked about it. And then one morning he got up and he was on his way to school, like months later. And he could not stop crying. And I said, sometimes grief just like I said, they call it the grief assassin. Like it just gets you out of nowhere. You just wake up and it's a Tuesday and you're just like, I can't go on. And so we talked through it, because the rule in my house is keep talking about it. Keep talking about it. Keep talking about it. Talk about it till you're done talking about it. And he talked about it, and we talked about, did he want a mental health day? This child loved to stay home from school. But I said it might do you some good to go and be out and be around your friends. He loved gym class. He hated school, but he loved gym class. And I was like, you have gym today. So like think about, and because he had gym class, he ended up going to school that day because he wanted to see his friends and he wanted to go to gym class. But I just anytime he was having a moment, actually with all of them and my husband, anytime anybody's having a moment, it's like you talk about it, talk about it, talk about it. But I'm like, I just want to put my arms around them. Although when I'm upset, the last thing I want is to be hugged. Like, don't touch me. Don't touch me. This damn camera. We figured out last night it's because I wave my hands around. It
Okay,
drives me crazy.
guys.
It's a smart camera that's not that smart. Anyway, yeah, that whole family dynamic.
So you
Mm-mm.
described empathy of, like, putting yourself,
Yes.
even though you weren't, like, you were able to still put yourself into someone else's shoes.
Yep.
Um, the other testimony that broke my heart was Chelsea, her friend, that
Oh,
her and her family ends up evicted, and they did everything right, you know? Uh,
yeah,
how was she to know that she couldn't trust Kouri? I'm super
yeah,
suspicious. I'm not giving you
yeah.
$45,000. Like, that's just
But this
I'm
is
not.
her best friend since childhood.
My best friend,
This is
her
your
name is Kalisha, she lives in Florida. I'm not giving her, my down payment on that. I love you, because 'cause I
oh
don't
my
so
God.
I don't do crimes, but, like, if you steal 45, I'm not a we would
Also,
definitely have a problem. So I don't
she
put
also
myself in situations where I need to
yeah,
remind myself to not do crimes.
yeah. I mean, I get where Chelsea was coming from, right? They both my my impression is that
Mhm.
they both sort of grew up on the wrong side of the tracks. And Kouri is the friend who made it, right? She's in the Richins family. I mean, she didn't know at the time her friend was a broke and a liar and all of that. But they're like, okay, we grew up on the wrong side of the tracks. The Richins name is on all these buildings and whatever all over town. My friend has married into this family. According to her friend, she's like, $45,000. That's pocket change for my good girlfriend. I'm over here saving my tips. I'm paying my down payment in like wet, crinkled, sweaty dollar bills. And she's like, girl, don't worry. I got you. If you don't have enough, I'll give the extra 20,000. Don't worry about it. I understood. Meeting the friends
Yeah.
actually gave me more empathy for
Okay.
Kouri
Hmm.
in a certain way, because I thought to myself, if she can attract these seemingly kind,
Okay.
well-meaning people, there has to be a part of her that is kind and well-meaning. I refuse to believe that any one person is pure evil.
Mhm.
Now, her evil side is big and ever expanding.
Okay.
Um, I
So
have some family members that are clearly on first name basis with Satan, so I know of which I speak, but I'm just like,
so to me, I think because I think Kouri tried to poison people against other people to be on her
absolutely,
side because
absolutely.
I think I think Kouri brought out, so Chelsea might have been a little embarrassed because they're showing text messages of her and Kouri going back and forth, talking
Yeah,
bad about Eric's sister. Because
yeah.
Chelsea's believing everything Corey's saying, but Corey
Mhm.
is what we call she's doing a smear campaign. She's trying to
Yep.
ruin she's having her flying monkeys out there doing her business, and Chelsea didn't know the truth. And so I do
Right.
kinda see Corey as the ringleader, and the reason why I say that is because Allie said way too much. Allie, I think, was there to help Corey, but
Say
she made
more.
it loose. She made it she had the nerve to say, "Don't eat anything Corey gives you." She said, "Eric said, 'I think Corey tried to kill me.'" Those aren't the exact quotes, but those are like, that's what my mind
Yeah.
remembers. And it's like, "Man, do you remember why she's here?" Right? Like,
But also, if you think about her comments
it
in
was
context,
it was a joke.
it was
It
a
was
joke. It was a joke. But I get the feeling that they had a lot of bawdy jokes just sort of in that friend group, like Eric
yeah,
and Bryce,
yes.
talking about being lovers and, "Oh, don't eat anything Corey gives you. She might be trying to poison you," whatever. I can kind of see where everything is yuck, 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 everything is a joke, you know? Um, but yeah, Allie, I think a lot of people liked Allie,
She's
which is
beautiful.
wonderful.
She's gorgeous.
Beautiful?
Her testimony was fine, but I don't think it helped. I don't think it
No.
helped Corey.
She was on script because it's clear that Corey was like, "This is the story that we're telling." Because if you think about it, in the walk the dog letter, Corey was like, "Eric went to Mexico and he got the schmugs, blah, blah, blah." And I was just like, "Okay." And Allie stuck to the story. And I'm like, "Okay." I see she's trying to help her friend. The fact that she has so many friends willing to help her made me feel like, oh, Corey is a charming sociopath. You're the doctor. I'm not. But I'm like, mm, 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 mm. Something about that girl's not right. Something about that girl's not right. But Allie took vague notes so she didn't forget, and she told the story the way she was supposed to tell it.
I don't think it was helpful. I could be wrong.
I agreed.
Because
Agreed.
Eric tested negative for THC, and
Right.
Fent does not come in gummies. Like, it might be like it
That was my other question. Is there a world in which, like, there are fentanyl-laced gummies? Because they were saying
no?
that there was some
So so
fentanyl-laced
laced
marijuana.
laced would mean there would be THC in it too. There would be both. So
Oh,
laced
right, right,
means
right, right.
it would be so I worked with a kid, unfortunately, had, there was some smugs laced with and ended up psychotic because of what it was
Oh,
laced with. Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
And so that's why, so in Virginia, it's legal, and I encourage people, don't get it from your friend, get it from a dispensary if you're going to
yeah.
to get those.
That's
But
actually what happened to Wendy Williams' son years ago. Her son was given some sort of like fake weed, synthetic weed, whatever, by a family member, by his cousin, I believe. And he had a psychotic episode. And he was in like a hospital here in I don't remember if he was in the hospital in New York or New Jersey, but they flew him down to Costa Rica and he did this all vegan thing and whatever. And he's been vegan ever since. But it started with him getting some bad marijuana from his cousin
Mhm,
that had him just totally out of his mind.
mhm.
It's so scary. Like having kids at all, it's so scary. Um, and I'm like, okay, why can't you just be like a regular person and drink some alcohol and have sex with inappropriate people like a normal teenager? That's what you're supposed to do.
Don't listen to Kathy. Don't don't listen to Kathy.
I'm just saying,
Mm.
not like, I mean, if you're gonna go wild, right? Like, have a shot of Everclear and kiss your TA.
No.
Isn't that
If you're in college, if you're in college. Okay,
college? Not like
okay,
in the 4th
okay.
grade.
I'm
Yes,
making
in
sure,
college.
making sure. I have an 8-year-old over here.
Okay. My youngest is 18, and I'm just like,
No.
"Stay focused." You know what's funny, though? I was so wild when I was in college, and my kids are so just, like, down
Aw.
the line, clean cut, and I'm like, my son is his I mean, listen, that's what they tell me. My mother probably thought I was doing all the right things. Right? Southern CJB, Mad Dog 2020,
So, for
yes.
me,
Take the paint right off the car. Takes the
alco
paint right off the car.
alcohol is a depressant, and it lowers inhibitions. If my
Yeah,
kid
no.
wanted to try, like, I would much I don't so alcohol,
Yeah,
um, little bits,
yeah,
because some people, they can't just have one drink, and
yeah. Yeah, I could never have one drink. I never had one drink in my life. Never, never, never. Which is why I'm sober for 30 years now because my act right was not fully installed. Me and Boone's Farm, Strawberry Hill, and Mad Dog 2020, Wild Irish Rose. I was like, mm-mm. I was doing the absolute most.
have
The
have they
most.
talked about the Seroquel or the Quell? They did. Well, they mentioned it was in his system. Did they mention that it was Corey's prescription yet? Has that come up or no?
I know that, but I don't remember what the jury know because I had so much information. It's hard to sort of track like what are things that I learned from the trial and what are things I learned from pretrial motions.
Okay.
But what does Seroquel do? Oh my
So
God, not pink champagne. That's hilarious.
people are
Sorry,
prescribed
go
it
ahead.
for it's typical. So it's an antipsychotic, but it can be used for atypical symptoms of depression, for severe anxiety. I've had some people prescribe
Hmm.
it for difficulty with sleep. It's also used for bipolar disorder. So it's used for a variety of things. I don't know why Corey was prescribed it.
Hmm.
I don't know that
Somebody
they've
said it
ever.
was for sleep. You could use it for sleep as well, right?
Mhm, mhm. 'Cause there are some doctors, because there are other medications for sleep, like clonidine and trazodone,
Hmm.
that are a different group of medications. 'Cause Seroquel often has weight gain sometimes. I've worked with a lot of people that have gained weight on it. Because it
I
makes
would be
people
nope, never
crave
mind. I'm
it
vain.
it makes people crave, like, they get the late night snackies, and so,
Yeah,
mm,
yeah.
yeah.
It's interesting. I mean, like I'm on so much medication right now. When I got ready to go on vacation, I have like the pill sorter, like I call it my old lady pills. It's just like a bunch of vitamins and stuff. I'm like, I take my vitamin D in the morning and I take my C and I take my zinc if it's winter and whatever. But since I've been dealing with this autoimmune thing, I have 6 prescription bottles that I carry with me because they're all take as necessary. So I can't just like put one pill in it. It depends what the symptom is.
Yeah.
Like if it's a mild symptom, I could take one of these 3, but if it's a heavy symptom, I can take this one. But if you take this one, you got to take that one to go with it. And my husband is like, can you go through the airport with all of that? I was like, wait, and where's my EpiPen? He was like, what is happening right now?
You just declare it. I love traveling because I travel with my kids liquid Allegra, and I just put it in its own bag. I let TS because I have pre-check. And
Yes,
one time
same.
I went through before my husband got pre-check, I said, we'll meet you at Chick-fil-A. So like 'cause me and the kid, we have
Mhm.
but uh
Yeah. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, it's a lot. I mean, and we were leaving the country, and I was like, "Leaving the country might not be the problem. Coming back,
So
like, what do
in
you have here?"
some countries, you have to search because there's some medications that are illegal in certain countries. Because I have a family member that uses CBD without THC. It's just so CBD is just like the calming. They use
Right.
CBD oil to manage pain, but they can't take
Mm.
it out of the country. So like places like Jamaica or because
Oh,
we're doing a
wow.
cruise to the Bahamas, the cruise line has said no CBD product. Yeah, so he'll have to do something else to manage pain, but
Oh,
it is
that's
what
really
it is.
interesting. I
Yeah.
know that in the UK, melatonin, you
Okay.
have to have a prescription for.
Wow.
And I'm like, "You can just get that at the CVS here." Like, that's why I'm like the you get it at Target, Walmart, Kmart, wherever.
And I see a question about, do I think Corey looks medicated? And so she looks pretty alert. She looks mad a lot of times. So she either comes
Yeah,
off flat, but I think she feels like the state is against her and this is all
for sure.
yes. And because when the PI said that she called him when he started talking to her friends and she wasn't supposed to, because I don't think she was calling to do an interview. I think she was
Yeah.
calling I think she was calling to chew him out.
Yeah,
And
for sure, for sure. She was upset. She was very, very upset, but I can't imagine, right? She's in this sort of war with her sisters-in-law, and then she finds out this private investigator is calling her business associates because it was somebody she was trying to do business with that he called, and I was like, a mess. Wait, there's a bunch of questions on here that I starred.
yeah.
Grizzly Bear Kelly D says the facial stuff of Corey, especially today. What do you think of all that? To me, it seems like it should be admonished. I think sometimes the judge does say, like, fix your face, you know?
I haven't heard him say that, and maybe that's
He
just
hasn't.
yeah. So I know he's admonished the lawyers at times, but
Yeah.
I think he knows Corey's gonna do what Corey does. So I think
Mhm.
he's picking and choosing his battles because to me, her faces makes her look worse, potentially.
Yes.
If I was a
Yes.
juror and somebody is testifying and she's she's over here making all of these faces, almost she hasn't there might have been one time that she might have been like, "That's a lie," or something, I don't know, like, there might have been one
Yeah,
time
when she
something
said,
like
"What?" When, the business partner was up there. Yeah. I was like, "Okay, girl." Wait, here's a question for you, Dr. Berry. Do you think Corey's mom knew what was up when KR called her on 3-4? It seemed like she had a heads up to me. What do you think?
and is it true that maybe that they had called multiple times? Because the way it was played, it almost looked like mom answered the first time they called.
Right, but Corey said she had called her mother 3 or 4 times in a row because it was, like, 3 in the morning or something like that.
So, when her mom came in person, her mom and so I don't know her mom outside of this incident.
Yeah.
She seemed extremely casual. Like, it just like it was a Tuesday. It's 3 a.m. But, like, there was no
Yes.
urgency. Besides, like, there was like,
Yes.
like, what? Like, there was a little bit of what happened, but I don't know, like, I don't
This
know.
is not mom's first rodeo. Mom had a partner who also died under suspicious circumstances related to fentanyl. So something tells me, mom knows a little something about this. Mom knows not that I mean, I think she also knows a little something about Corey and this whole situation, but I think the mom was like, we're smart enough not to text this information, but hey, girl, hey, when you drop by my house, me and you need to have a little talk about, dealing with your husband.
And I don't think the defense is going to call her mother because her mother has been in the
Mhm.
trial, And I don't think so obvious because the state they're on their last witness today. So the state
Yeah.
didn't call her either. I believe mom is tied to some of the financial lawsuits with the Richins family. And so I'll be
Oh,
interested to
yes,
see
she's being
how
sued. Mom's also being sued.
some of that plays out. And that might have been why
Yeah.
the state left some stuff out. Because I'm sure that private investigator, I'm sure he has some thoughts. I'm sure he knows some things.
He knows all the tea, all the tea. Um, Holly Rich True Crime says, "Mom seems surprised to me. I sometimes wonder if perceptions, I mean, I know perception is a mirror. Whatever you think you're gonna see is kind of what you see." So I'm like, but wait, before we came on, you told me that you learned something new or there was something you
So
recently discovered.
the new stuff I wasn't aware that they did have evidence that Kouri didn't write her book and that she was looking to pay $10,000 for somebody to write her life story under a different So she had found another ghostwriter and she was going to try
Okay.
to publish it under a different name and change names because she didn't want the estate to sue her for defamation.
Mhm.
She was probably going to say
Mhm.
bad stuff about Eric, I'm guessing.
I'm sure.
And, um, uh, and then anything else from today? Um, I thought Carmen did a good job today with
She did.
being called back. And, um, yeah, overall, but so the big thing was the book. I didn't realize that we definitely
Mm.
that she, um, that she had gotten a ghostwriter for the children's book.
I thought I read that she'd like hired somebody off Fiverr or something like that to write the children's book for her. Which makes sense. That makes a lot of sense to me. I recently stumbled on some very interesting information about the Midway Mansion that I was like, "Oh, this makes it make a lot more sense to me." Now, we've already learned in trial that some unknown person built this huge 20,000 square foot house with a 4,000 square foot guest house behind it, but it was like who's and it's zoned residential, but then there's all these issues with the wetlands and the this and the that, and the person just abandoned the project. So I was reading today, or was it yesterday? No, I think I read it today that that the person who commissioned the house to be built was basically like kind of a bored rich guy.
Oh,
Um, Never intended to live in the house. He was gonna make it um like an event center kind of. He didn't call it that. It certainly wasn't zoned like that. It was zoned as though it was for a single family home, but he started building this huge house and then just got bored with it and abandoned the project and sold it like half built. The next person who bought it, I believe there was because there's definitely another death associated with the property. The next person who bought it, somebody died on the property and then they abandoned it. And I was like, is this house haunted? Because they have the Army Corps of Engineers that are like, no, 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 you're messing up the wetlands and there's no sewer line and there's all these problems with the house. But it was ultimately purchased by a couple who I guess is in the process of finishing it.
mhm.
But it's highly controversial because a lot of people in the community are like, why is this monstrosity here? Like there's a lot of pushback on the house. And I'm like, who would want that? It seems like such a nightmare, but if she could run it as a successful event center, sure. But there's so many headwinds. There's so many things that are against her. Just the permits.
And I don't think Kouri was a business person. Kouri math
No.
was fraud. Like just fraud. Like it
Mhm.
was the way her math was not adding up.
Mathing.
She relied on hard money lenders and
Yes.
um no issue if a person has had to do a payday loan, but payday
Sure.
loans rob you. Like the amount of interest that you pay and a traditional loan, the reason why the interest rate is lower is because they verify income. They verify to make
Yeah.
sure that things are legit. They don't just take your word for it. And I think submitting
Mhm.
false documents, I think that's like fraud. Like you can get in trouble for like that's fraud. And
Highly illegal. Highly illegal.
and
Yeah. I just when the letter that she wrote in Sedona, I thought was very, very telling when she was like, "Well, I had this rough childhood and my parents got divorced and my mother didn't raise my older brother and my stepsister, half sister, whatever it was raising us." But then the thing that she said that I thought was very interesting was she said, "I thought I would go to college and that would make me happy. And then I thought I'd meet this boy." Like she just was chasing, right? The same way her father chased alcohol and the same way her mother chased the next dollar and the next whatever. Kouri, like her parents before her, was looking for happiness over there. She did not have the knowledge, willingness, or ability to create happiness. And I suspect she thought, once Eric is gone, then my life is going to get good. And Eric was gone and her life got so much worse. She's not unlike her mother in that just like chasing, 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 chasing.
And I don't know that she would see that she ended up on the same path her mother did and ended up
Absolutely.
impacting her because to me in the letter, because she blamed it on her mother's gambling addiction. I don't think she
Yeah.
would ever admit that she approached business with this high risk gambling mindset, thinking the
Yes.
next one is gonna get me out, like, because she just kept digging a deeper and deeper hole.
Yes. Yes. For
And
sure. For sure, and it was I was like, "Oh, the amount of therapy this girl needs," you know what I mean? Um, Classy Pero Changa says she was emotionally stunted. Oh, yeah. Yeah, 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 for sure. There was so much going on with her internally, and that to me was abundantly clear. I was like, girl, this is not going good for you. And she raised her children in the same chaos that she was raised in, certainly unwittingly, but I don't think she knew how not to be in chaos. Even if you hate the chaos, it feels like home. And so when it's all you know, then it's what you know, it's what feels comfortable.
and that's where so if for some reason because so Corey, I think, was in therapy. She had a
Yeah.
therapist. I'm guessing she was probably complaining about her husband. She was probably
Oh,
complaining
for sure.
about, and we will never know because she didn't claim a mental health defense, and so those records all stay sealed. So there is a therapist out there that has some tea that we will never ever know, and that's fine. That's absolutely because that needs
I
to
want to
stay.
know.
I want to know
I want
everything.
to know. We see what your job is. You get people's tea. You get that TT. Honestly, like my real job, like I am a gossip on the internet, but also in my real job that like pays me money that lets me live indoors, I get all the tea. The tea. All of it. I love it so much. But there's so much strict confidentiality. Like I could never talk about it. I don't even need to talk about it. I'm just happy to know.
Mhm.
I'm just happy to know.
Same. And so because I protect my clients' confidentiality,
Same.
I I reached out to my liability insurance because I wanted to fight a subpoena for records, and my liability insurance, like the lawyer filed something and we were able to fight it and not have to disclose records. And so I'm glad that that information stays private. To me, Corey's
Yeah. Yeah.
trying
Yeah.
to blame her issues in life on everybody else and not take ownership of what she could do. Because
Yes.
I think she just thought, "Eric's getting in my way." Like, all these problems that she had, I don't think she saw
Yeah.
that she was a part of the problem.
It was an inside job, and she was in my opinion, I
Yeah.
don't think she had the ability or the tools to heal
Mhm,
until she recognized it was an inside job,
mhm,
right? At one point in my life, I had lived in 4 different states in 8 months,
mhm,
and my life fell apart in 4 different states, and
mhm,
I was just like, "How is it
mhm.
that I lived here and I thought it was gonna be better?" And I was like, "No, no, 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 no." And I realized, "Oh, I kept taking the problem with me because the problem was me."
Mhm.
And it was not until I was like, well, I'm gonna have to take a long, hard look at myself. And it's not what my mother did or my father did or the street I was born on or whatever it was. Like it was me. It was so much easier to look outside and to point at others and to be like, well, you know what she needs to do. So when I see people who are like, it's your fault, it's your fault, it's your fault, I'm like, oh girl, I
And
had to get my act right fully installed.
Julie asked to explain her psychological problems, and so I don't know exactly what's going on with Kouri.
Yeah.
I have some other videos that I've done talking about her too. In general, I can tell you when you blame other people for everything and you don't take accountability and you filter it
Hmm.
only through your lens. So I think in general, it seems like, and I think this is the state's theory too, that Corey, above all else, valued her happiness, her
Hmm.
money, well, what she perceived to be, because she didn't, she was deeply in debt, and what she wanted, that those were the
Hmm.
things that mattered most. And we'll see what the jury thinks, because just
Mm,
one person with a little bit of doubt, and I think that's what the defense may be hoping for, and that's why they might be
yeah.
trying to find some holes in something. But every time they
Yeah.
try to dig a hole, to me, it sometimes makes things worse.
For sure. For sure. Here's a really interesting question from Weekend Warrior 7. Do y'all think it's weird that the side piece seems so devastated on the stand, but said he didn't think it would ever work out between them? He seemed so in love with Corey. Interesting side note, Mr. Boothang has been reaching out to YouTubers, and giving his commentary on his performance on the stand. And he has reportedly, allegedly, said that he was very broken up about the kids and the Richins family and them losing their father and all that kind of stuff. I think it even goes deeper than that. I mean, I'm sure he's sad about all that stuff too, but I can't imagine you look around and you're like, wait, what was my part in all of this? You know what I mean? He seemed to have some sort of humanity. I, I don't know. Plus, I think he's still in love with her. What do you think, Dr.
So
Chris?
I think it was hard for him. I think he wanted to say something. So I
Hmm.
think him
Clearly.
just looking, so the state did not ask him that many questions.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
just, I think they wanted to enter his messages, because I
Hmm.
think they're letting messages speak for themselves.
Yep.
When he initially had issues with just saying, "Yes, I'll tell the truth," like, just, "Yes, I'll I'll tell the truth." Like, and so,
Sir?
because to me, so the
Sir.
defense tried to poke at him a little, and he just, you didn't know exactly what he was gonna say,
He's a
and
wild card for sure.
very much so. And so I don't know if, um, the emotion, if a part of that was just him seeing her for the first time, him realizing that, like, he got played and he got used,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
because it was telling when I think the state, or wait, I think the state asked him, "Did Corey love him?" And he was like, "Well, like, he didn't say, like, yes." Like, he was like, he
Yeah.
eventually, I think, got to, like, I guess, but,
Mhm.
um, yeah, that was because if
Yikes.
you had asked him back then, he might have felt that stronger, but I don't know.
It's interesting, Learned and Knits, I think that's what that name is. I saw somewhere he's now homeless too. Um, I don't so here's the thing about him, about the side guy. His brother, before he went on the stand, his brother did a series of interviews with a YouTuber. She put them all together, but those interviews have now been taken down. Maybe at his request, I don't know, where he really trashed Josh. First of all, this was Josh's half brother. They have the same father, different moms. And Josh is the child of the second marriage. So who knows what sort of like bad blood or just resentment or whatever might be happening within that family. I have no idea. But this brother was saying, my brother has always been a user. He's gone from woman to woman. He's a real charmer. He's like, the ladies love him. And he has a daughter. He's not taking care of his daughter. He did, he was mean, or he messed around the daughter's mother. Like, he had all these terrible things. And he said that his brother was a narcotics enthusiast. He stole from him. He was this awful, awful person. Then Josh took the stand the next day. And after that, I went to look for that same video. And I was like, how come I can't find it? Because everybody's saying I can't find this video. And I was like, oh, somebody emailed it to me. I'll just go in my email and click that link. And I clicked the link, and it said that the person who had uploaded the video had removed it or hidden it or something like that. And it made me think, number one, Josh on the stand was wildly sympathetic.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know his family history. He's not my brother. And also the brother had said, this half brother had said, we're estranged, and we've been estranged for many years. But he talked a lot about, he said that Josh had a rough life, which I don't know what that means, but that, it was they hadn't spoken in many years, but he felt like he had been abused or treated poor. He didn't use the word abuse, but he had been like treated poorly by Josh, and money was stolen, or something along those lines. But Josh came off as just like a poor wounded puppy to me. Like, he loved this lady, and now in retrospect, he can kind of say like, "Oh, I can see a million reasons why this was never going to work." But I'm like, While you was busy over there being her maintenance man, you wasn't thinking that, because you were keeping her well maintained, reportedly, allegedly. Who knows?
And so I thought it was interesting that as he was breaking down, Kouri was eating her snacks. And because
got ice water in her veins.
The emotion, I did see some emotion from her when her friend Courtney was getting emotional. That was the only time I saw her like maybe look a little upset. Every other witness, she just seemed like frustrated and upset at what was being said.
Yeah.
But this has been more interesting than I thought it was going to be. They fought so hard over how much of those interviews to let in or not let in.
Yeah.
I don't think she's going to take the stand. What do you think?
Oh, no. Absolutely. She'd have to be out of her mind, but she may be an egomaniac enough to be like, no, let me explain, a la, it wasn't Brian Walsh. Who was the last one that took Brendan Banfield, who took the stand? He was just like, no, let me explain all of these things. And in some ways, everything, all those witnesses that the defense brings, it almost like erases everything if you get up there and take the stand, because now we're just looking at you. And if you twitch the wrong way, somebody on that jury might be like, oh, she's left-handed. Well, left-handed people got the devil in them. Like, it could be anything, crazy.
And I think because normally direct examination goes fine, but where it falls apart is cross. It normally falls apart on cross-examination.
The way I love a good cross. And with certain defense attorneys, with certain prosecutors, you could tell for them it's like Christmas. They're like when was it Creighton Waters who cross-examined Alex Murdaugh? He was like, yes, this is what I've been waiting for. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And I know Georgia down there in the Donna Adelson, I'm sure she had her binder ready for if Donna did take the stand.
Yes.
I'm sure she was ready, and Donna decided not to.
Donna was like, hamana. I wonder what Donna Adelson's life looks like now, right? Like, she sort of had planned out what her retirement was going to look like, her and her husband living either in Vietnam or someplace else or whatever. But now she's in like, a smelly, dirty prison. But I also feel like to some degree, people like this are like cockroaches. You know what I mean? Like, they hate it. They're mad. It's so terrible. And then they find a way to survive.
And I think she'll still blame the people in Tallahassee. Like, she'll
Oh
be
yeah,
like, "I didn't have a fair trial," and
absolutely.
she'll attempt to appeal things. I don't think she'll win. Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, also, if you think about it, I don't know how far back you go with this case, but when Kouri was first arrested, and she's sitting there next to Sky Lazaro, and they have the hearing to see whether or not her bond hearing, that bond hearing was like a mini trial. I was living for it. It's when her sister-in-law got up and told the story about getting throat punched by Kouri, and at the end of it, the judge was like, yeah, this heifer got to stay in jail or something judicial. And so Sky Lazaro was sitting there talking to her like, you couldn't hear her, but it was like you could. No, it's gonna be okay. No, it's gonna be like she sort of was like soothing and patting, and Kouri was like, I can't go to jail. Like she was like, I
Remember,
I can't do
she
this.
was Googling luxury prisons. You can't put me in county. Luxury prisons for the rich.
I would like.
I
Is
want
there
to
a
see Martha.
VIP
No, Martha Stewart's out, but you know.
section? I'm looking for the VIP.
Is a high
Um,
profile case. They might, but sometimes they don't, because Sarah Boone was in general population. So sometimes for high profile cases, they will keep them from other, but I think Lori was with, general population and
Honestly, it's probably better for your mental health. The
yes.
way you would spiral sitting in a room with nobody else, even if, like, you're having cockroach races or you're making your bologna casserole or hooch or whatever it is, at least that's something to distract you. There's classes and things. We learned from Juliana Margulies that you could go to classes and things like that. That is at least a distraction.
Do you think Sky would have handled this different? Like Sky
I
and
think
that team?
Sky is a very aggressive attorney, and I think she was like that she had a plan.
Mhm.
Um, Tori was real sick of her though. So
Yes.
I don't know how much
She even
that
talked
would
about
have
it in her
affected.
jail calls, I think. I
Oh
think
yeah. Oh yeah.
yeah.
I think Sky would have kept her dignity and been like, well, when this heifer goes to jail, it has nothing on me. Excuse me, I have a nail appointment and I need to go get my Louboutins polished. I'll
Her
see
hair
you
was always
later.
gorgeous.
Yes. Yes. I kept saying that Sky was like sitting a little away from her, like, "Oh, you smell like jail." Like, remember Mary Cosby? You smell like hospital. I just was like, she looked at Corey like, "Mm-hmm." You. Oh, I know what she said. Sky said, "You'll be fine." Like I could read
Okay.
her lips when she was. Corey was like, when she found out at the bond hearing she wasn't going home, and Sky was like, "You'll be fine," and I was like, "Oh, tell her, Sky." Yeah, there's no luxury prisons for rich people. That's not how that works.
Not for this type of not for this type
No,
of crime.
no, no. We are running up on the hour is about to close, and I do have some star chats I need to get to here. Darcy Lyon became a new member. Welcome, welcome, Darcy. Don't forget to hit up that members only playlist. It's the biggest playlist I have. It has over 1,000 videos of nonsense. Let's see. Kelly Maxfield is a new member. Welcome, welcome. Bryce's pants. Oh my God. With the super chat, I came out of hiding for Kathy.
Mhm.
We are all still looking for Bryce's pants. Christy O via Ohio via Indiana. The PI was trying so hard not to put on that collar. He was tired. I know, that poor thing. They said he had like, a head replacement or something. I've had 2 cervical fusions. My neck muscles are deconditioned after 6 weeks of 6 weeks in a rigid collar. I've been there. Great collab. Thank you, thank you, thank you. That
So
neck
so
surgery thing.
so
Go
real
ahead.
quick, so with him
Mm.
and the neck surgery, to me, I think he got more spicy when he knew his neck was stable. 'Cause he
Yeah.
started like, I didn't know you could roll your head, because he was really moving around at that
I
point.
was like,
And then
okay.
Kurt Smith asked a question. Do you think Kouri directed her lawyers to insinuate that Eric was gay? And I do think Kouri wants her lawyers to
Interesting.
attack his
His
virtue.
character.
So
Yeah,
his
yeah.
call him a drug, say that he's using drugs. Because even the messages they read today between because I think the defense thinks that when they're talking about using gummies, that it's making Eric look bad. But like Kouri often brought it up first. Like she's only the ones like,
Yeah.
hey, let's watch a movie and some gummies. And he's like, I'll bring some snacks. Or I don't know, like they're trying to make it this big thing. And I don't know that it's that big of a deal.
Well, you know what's funny? Kouri Richins, who is the realest of big sisters, I love her so much, or little sisters. I don't know how she fell in the birth order, but she said when they said, "Well, did you know Eric used gummies?" and she was like, "Those were Kouri's." Yes, big sis. That sister is like she is standing on business. She's like, "Mm-mm. I protected my brother when we were alive. I could not protect my brother when we were alive. I will stand for him in his death. He is not here, but I am here, and you about to know about it." And the fact that she's raising his kids, I assume it's her that's raising the kids, but I'm like, she has no time for the mess. Wait, and let me not forget, Peachy Keen gifted a membership. Thank you so much, Peachy Keen. It helps the channel so much. This trial has been fascinating. I know that while we have been on, I have gotten my law nerd alert that they have gotten to the walk the dog letter.
Okay.
So I need to immediately on winged feet go hear Emily D. Baker fully melt down over the walk the dog letter. So it was so lovely having you, Dr. Patrice. I got some very important business I need to take care of. Yes, exit stage left. We are all law nerds, even if it's on the rewatch crew. Thanks, everybody, and we'll see you next time. Oh, wait, Dr. Patrice, tell everybody where they can find you.
Oh,
where can they find you?
Dr. Patrice Berry here on YouTube, and I talk about psychology and true crime.
Yes. And she's a good woman, and her mom is fantastic. Okay, now, good night.
Dear true crime friends, we clutch our pearls and laugh again. We all gather around, Kathy has a story to tell, our favorite comedian. Heifer, please, I don't have the free time unless you got the scoop again. Here for the gossip, rumor and innuendo. I will live for today until the endless heaven buffet takes me away. Hey, yeah, yeah. Hey, 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 hey. The world is filled with chaos muppets that like people to kick the bucket from Idaho, Iowa, and everywhere in between. Heifer, please, boncation in the first degree. Heifer, please, come solve the case with me. Here for the gossip, rumor and innuendo. I will live for today until the endless heaven buffet takes me away. Yeah.
Come here, not Spike. Come here, bye, not Spike.